It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Toronto Raptors come into town for this one. With Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, I'm Kevin Harlan, bringing you the NBA live on 2K Sports, along with Doris Burke, who will be joining us courtside moments from now. So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Tyler Hansbrough, and it's Ross in the 3 spot.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. Question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
To the middle. Valanciunas with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Outside for Lowry. No good off the front iron. There's a whistle that goes on Tyler Hansbrough. That is his first foul of the game. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past 2 clubs.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns. He can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
And he gets it to go. Carter Williams has got the game going with his first points of the game for the Bucks.
Wow, what a throwdown. Yeah. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one. Nice touch near the hoop.
Hansbrough is screen on Carter Williams. It's stolen. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
DeRozan with it. Now defended by Carter Williams. That is good.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Dishes it to Middleton. Rebound by the Raptors.
Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
Here's Carter Williams. Out left to the wing. It's Parker with the drive. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Parker's got his first basket. Toronto trailing. And the Bucks with some changes. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Parker. Dudley comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. And Toronto also making a switch. Vasquez comes in. Ross passes to DeRozan. Off target from the baseline. The 3 from Dudley. Here's Pachulia. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Bucks shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
Zaza Pachulia signed last season to a 3-year contract by the Bucks. Some question the fit for a developing team with young talent in the front court, but he does give them that veteran experience and a little extra muscle inside.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Bayless is checked in.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
Hansbrough dishes to Valanciunas. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Pachulia Clark missing a couple months last season, but when healthy, good low post banger.
Kevin, he's got a physical presence, and he's a guy that does not shy away from contact and really does a nice job rebounding on the offensive glass.
John Henson's checked in for Pachulia. Johnson, he's checked in for the Raptors. Mayo drives in, and the call will be against O.J. Mayo. That's his first foul.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
Here's Ross. Takes the 13-footer. Good on the shot. And Bayless kicks to Ilyasova. To the inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Lots of room. Tries again. Johnson can't get it to go. Milwaukee in the lead. Mayo drives in. It's tipped. Ross with the steal. Fast break Toronto. Vasquez running. Valanciunas good. Valanciunas has got 5 points so far.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Bayless the pass to Dudley. And again, the Bucks miss.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Kicks it out to Vasquez. Connects, the jumper drops. 1:10 left in the first quarter. Bucks trail by 3. Dudley with a screen for Mayo. Here's Henson. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. And DeRozan. Here we go. Second shot opportunity. To the paint. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. O'Brien, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Ross. Lou Williams is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Vasquez. Raptors shoot just about an even 40% to start. Deflects the pass. They get it back. And it's blocked. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for the Bucks. We've got 22 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. We've got John Henson, Mayo out there with Jared Bayless, and then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's O'Brien in at the power forward position.
John Henson, a 6'11" rim protector, was a beanpole coming into the league, but he's managed to bulk up over the last couple of seasons, and that's really helped him to hold his ground on the inside.
And the Bucks making a change here. Parker's checked in. The Bucks trail. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. Mayo Mayo's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Mayo's got the lead up to 4 now for Milwaukee. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get points at the other end.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And the Bucks with some changes. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Henson. Dudley comes in for Antetokounmpo, and Middleton subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Hansbrough's checked in for Toronto. DeRozan comes in for Lou Williams. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, DeMar DeRozan with great size at the shooting guard position. Recently, he's looked to exploit that advantage in the post. He said, quote, "I look at guys like Kobe, and as they started to get older, they got better in the low block. I looked at it as, quote, if I get better at it now, that's going to be a benefit for me later." Guys, he's already seeing the dividends paid.
Hitting close range buckets and getting to the line, Doris. That's helping his efficiency. Thanks. Here's Middleton. Pulls it up. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
Raptors trail by 6. Hansbrough inside. Another shot. And there's the pass to Patterson. Right side Lowry. And there's the 3-second violation. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Parker. Terrence Ross is checked in for Toronto.
For the first time in a long time, it seems that the Raptors have a clear vision of where they are headed and are on the right track, and it helps when you know where you're going. You can definitely feel a sense of hopefulness and optimism around this team and among the fans.
And again, Toronto running the court in transition. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Milwaukee. Well, if you were to say the Raptors weren't good before last year, that's not the case at all. They just seem to be stuck where they were.
Yeah, and often in the NBA, it's a lot worse to be stuck in a place than it is to be bad. You don't have a chance to bounce forward if you're stuck. When you're bad, you do get a chance to improve through the draft. And last year, the Raptors improved, and they've got a bright future.
First team foul. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Plumlee dishes to Carter-Williams. He feeds it to Ilyasova. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Plumlee's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Here's Hansbrough. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Tyler Hansbrough, known as Psycho T back at North Carolina, big-time banger, seeks contact offensively, and draws a lot of fouls, too.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for the Bucks.
And Hansbrough single-minded offensively, and I don't mind that. Hey, you catch the ball in positions he gets it in to score. Some would even go so far as calling him a black hole, but you know, last season he was a little more selective, and I think he had his best season yet as far as scoring efficient.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And Hansbrough, a pretty good post defender. His physicality really serves him well.
And he's improved his rebounding rate the last couple of seasons as well. You know, he's got good mobility for his size, so he keeps himself in the mix for all those loose balls.
A different look for Milwaukee. Parker's checked in for Ilyasova. Antetokounmpo comes in for Jared Dudley. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Raptors also changing it up. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Patterson. Johnson comes in for Tyler Hansbrough. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Bucks leading by 4.
Well, they've settled into a pretty nice groove here offensively in the second quarter.
Yeah, I like the way they picked up the pace shooting the ball. I mean, the field goal percentage upwards of 50% now.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
Jared Bayless, a combo guard out of Arizona, very athletic, more of an offensive-minded player. You know, he had his best season back in 2011-12 with the Raptors, but his shooting percentages have fallen off since then.
Outside DeRozan. It's good from about 19 feet. DeRozan's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Plumlee. Nice D from DeRozan. Pass to Ross. Into Johnson. Mayo again. It's DeRozan. To the inside. And it's sent back by Plumlee. They get it back. Johnson gets the bucket. Bucks leading by 4. Plumlee sets the pick for Mayo. Passes to Plumlee. Kicks to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Plumlee. Shot clock at 6. And Clark Bayless still in his mid-20s, but last season arguably his least efficient scoring ways. How can he turn it around?
Well, it's about shot selection, Kevin. He's got to focus on taking better shots. Open threes and layups will get that efficiency up.
O'Bryant, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for O.J. Mayo. And the dunk by Valanciunas. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Got a piece of it. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Ross kicks to DeRozan. Shoots a fader. Ross on the wing. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. The Bucks making a switch here. Pachulia is checked in. Johnson the screen. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Bayless. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. And Toronto has possession. Ross with a wide open look. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Bucks lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Vasquez and DeRozan are in the backcourt. Terrence Ross is out there with Tyler Hansbrough. And it's Patterson in the center, locking down the middle.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Parker's checked in for O'Bryant. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he gets it to go. Antetokounmpo's got 6.
They had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
I'm with you, Kevin. You can't fault him for that. I mean, just let him go. Who cares?
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Throws it up high. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Parker. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Jabari Parker, a self-described obedient kid growing up in Chicago, maintained a 3.7 GPA through high school. He went so far as to say he had low self-esteem in his younger days. You don't often hear about that from NBA athletes, but it's a reality. Believe me, I see these guys. They often aren't as confident as you might think. But there's no reason for this guy to doubt his worth now, especially on the basketball court. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
Mayo kicks to Parker. Tries it from 19. Good, he hits the jump shot. And the Bucks lead by 5. And as humble as Jabari Parker seems off the court, Clark, he seems like one of those guys who flips a switch when he steps on the floor. Great motor, terrific hunger, real competitive.
Yeah, extremely competitive and confident and assertive. And with his talent, and you add those attributes, you've got a guy that looks like he could be a potential all-star soon.
It's stolen by Ennis.
Well, in the first half, he was flawless when it came to handling the ball, but that has not been the case here since halftime.
He kicks to Pachulia. And he gets the bucket. Pachulia's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
And the slam dunk by Johnson. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
Here's Pachulia. The rebound by Johnson. Raptors trailed by 5. And he gets the bucket. 14 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Mayo, the pass to Dudley. Mayo with the screen on Hansbrough. And stolen by Patterson. Johnson dishes to Patterson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Bucks leading by 3. Here's Dudley. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Over to the left wing. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's DeRozan. Milwaukee with the rebound. Pachulia's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Mayo. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Pachulia. Ilyasova comes in for Parker. Chris Middleton's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Ennis. Then for the Raptors, Williams comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Vasquez. Bucks leading by 3. Shots good by Middleton.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
Toronto calls timeout.
Chris Middleton in his second NBA season starting for the Milwaukee Bucks and providing some much-needed perimeter shooting. Former 39th overall pick in 2012, showing he belongs in the NBA.
Kumbos check in for Milwaukee. And then for Toronto, Valanciunas, who's checked in for Patterson. Johnson comes in for Hansbrough. And it's Ross in for Johnson. Middleton making the adjustment to NBA three-point range in year 2.
Yeah, and that was vital for him, Kevin, because he needed to stretch his range.
Oh,
Look out!
Watch out below! Wow! Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try that right now. The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane. Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Plenty of space. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Middleton's got 4 this quarter. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
You could see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game. A potential momentum builder.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Henson. Feeds it to Ilyasova. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Ersan Ilyasova struggling through a rough season in 2013-14. Probably the worst shooting of his career, really. Rebounding also fell off. Those were the strengths of his game. He's got to find it again. He's got to bring that effort and energy back to the game.
The Bucks making a switch here. Ennis is checked in. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And Ilyasova with a big contract now. He's had 2 very good seasons over the last couple years.
And Kevin, you know the question will be, was that the high water mark for his career, or can Ilyasova find a way to get back to that level of production? Time will tell.
The Bucks making a change here. Mayo's checked in. And both free throws good for Ilyasova.
Ersan Ilyasova in his 7th season with the Bucks, the only player drafted in 2005 who's still with his original team. But growing tired of the teams losing, it's rumored that, well, last season anyway, he asked for a trade.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
He's given them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way. And the Bucks have only managed 1 winning season since Ilyasova joined the team. Easy to understand why he'd be frustrated. He said it always seems like the team is starting over.
And Toronto making a change here. DeRozan's checked in. Valanciunas.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Ennis kicks to Mayo. With 1 on the clock. Milwaukee leading by 4. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Ennis out there with Mayo. And it's Antetokounmpo in the small forward. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And that one's good. That's now 8 points now for Terrence Ross. Mayo into the lane. He dishes it to Ilyasova. Mayo against Johnson. Lets a floater go. But he gets it back. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. Jared Bayless is checked in for Ennis. That's tipped. Henson the pass to Bayless. 6 on the shot clock. They set the pick. Toronto trailing. Lowry dishes to Johnson. Doubled by Henson. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Connects from 3-point range. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Raptors.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
A different look for Milwaukee. Parker's checked in for Ilyasova. And Dudley subbed in for Antetokounmpo. The Raptors also with a sub. Lou Williams is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Pulls up for 3. Here's Valanciunas. Shot's good. And it's a 3-point Raptor lead.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. I mean, this is the time to attack on the interior and generate those easy opportunities.
Loss again. Studley. Parker with the steal.
Tried to use the pump fake there, but the defense didn't buy it.
Middleton. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. Bayless has got 4 assists in the game. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Milwaukee?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing they're doing, Clark, is scoring a lot of points off turnovers, forcing mistakes and cashing in. And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Over in the corner, Dudley. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
Well, they're in great position here, and it's thanks in large part to their three-point shooting.
You called that right. They are lighting it up from behind the arc this half.
Johnson sets the screen for Lowry. And it's good.
What's going on defensively there? A lack of focus, no concentration, too easy.
And there's the feed to Middleton. And it's off from three-point range.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide-open look.
Timeout called the Bucks.
Well, Jabari Parker, considered by many to be the most NBA-ready of any rookies. The son of an NBA player, he's got a great IQ for the game. He can shoot, pass, and great character, too. He's humble, grounded, and very committed.
And the Bucks making a change here. Pachulia's checked in. Then for the Raptors, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hansborough's coming for Amir Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Ross. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Wellen Parker, maybe the most skilled and well-rounded freshman in college basketball last year. He played a number of positions. Clark, where do you like him best? You watched a lot of film on him. Small forward, power forward, what's his fit?
I really think he's just a forward. You look at the opposition you're facing, and where do you have the best advantage with him? His conditioning level has to be at the highest level for him to be most effective. But I love his overall package. He can drive, he can put it on the floor, he can shoot it, he can rebound. And I think he's going to be better defensively as long as he commits to conditioning his body.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Shots good by Middleton.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Now Bayless. There's the dish to Dudley. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points. I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Here's Lowry. Kicks it out to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. It's DeRozan with the drive. Misses from short range.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
1:57 left to play in the final quarter. Oh, that's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Shot's good by Middleton.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Dishes it to DeRozan. Right side, DeRozan. Here's Patterson. There's the pass to Hansbrough. And he jams it with authority. No challenge from the defense there. Clark could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner. Going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
And Bayless kicks to Parker. Leaps for it. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Terrence Ross is checked in for Johnson. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth. Dudley, no luck.
Easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
DeRozan's shot is good.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're in front by 3. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Pachulia. Ilyasova comes in for Parker. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Mayo in for Chris Middleton. Then for the Raptors, Amir Johnson's checked in for Hansbrough. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Kyle Lowry. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Chris Middleton's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. The game has come down to this.
Ginormous possession here.
What intensity. It's thrown by to Tacumbo. "26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here is Bayless. He's guarded by Williams. Shot's good by Middleton.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
And DeRozan. Here we go. Ilyasova comes up with the rebound. Here's Bayless. That's good. And now a 9-point Bucks lead.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
And so the Bucks take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Jared Bayless.